Every once in a while you're informed of a game that you've never heard of before, and it ends up completely blowing your mind. Gato Roboto, at least I think that's how it's pronounced, is precisely that kind of game. A few people on Twitter mentioned that I check it out, knowing I'm a big fan of classics such as Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night. Now, considering I've been making videos on YouTube for almost a decade now, chances are high that people know exactly the kinds of games I'm into, so I never really hesitate to give games a download that people recommend. It's currently available on the Nintendo eShop, as well as on Steam, for only about $8. Coupled with other fantastic games like The Messenger and Axiom Verge, there's really no shortage of Metroidvania love on the Nintendo Switch. What makes this one so unique is the fact that it's essentially a Game Boy game, at least in terms of aesthetics, that also happens to feature a ridiculous storyline whereby a guy and his cat get stranded on an alien planet, and it's up to Kiki, the dude's cat, to save not only his life, but that of the entire planet. You know, your typical storyline, right? Kiki is completely powerless against the alien creatures and the planet hazards, but it doesn't take too long before she finds a powerful mech suit, submarine, and other defenses that make her a one feline army. Much like the games that inspired this one, Kiki can double jump, launch missiles, climb walls, and perform a wide assortment of acrobatic feats that allow her to access areas she couldn't traverse before. This is a mainstay of the genre, and it feels completely wonderful to see a little cat do all these tremendous things. I found myself laughing out loud more than once given the wackiness of it all. Secret areas are handled in a unique way here. Instead of just blasting your way to some new area, which does indeed occur, Kiki can leave her submarine and mech suit with a simple tap of the X button. While playing as the cat, Kiki is terribly underpowered. As such, you need to be extremely careful, as even touching an enemy is suicide. Most of the best hidden areas in the game will force Kiki out of her power suit, which not only stresses you as the player, but also allows for some incredibly creative level design. While not a long game by any stretch of the imagination, in fact you can actually beat the entire game with 100% in under 3 hours, there are quite a few incentives to keep you exploring. There are 14 different hidden cartridges scattered around the game world that change the color palette of the game. You might find the GB cart that makes the game look like a monochrome Game Boy game, or grape, which, as you can imagine, turns the game a lovely grape color, and so on and so forth. It's all in good fun and makes finding these cute little diversions worthwhile. You can also score 2 very powerful upgrades if you happen to locate every hidden cart in the game. There's really nothing I can nitpick at. Boss fights are challenging and overly fun, and the game's short length is perfect for my busy lifestyle, and considering the low cost of entry, I really believe this is one of the best games on the eShop at this particular price point. Considering Bloodstained Ritual of the Night isn't a guaranteed success right now, you could do a lot worse than checking out Gato Roboto. It gets my absolute highest recommendation. Go check it out. Okay,